that swamp down in Louisiana, they got things you have never seen. They got deadly snakes, and you know those gators are big and mean. They just lay there in that swamp and devour whatever they see. It's kinda like the swamp we have up in Washington, D.C. Now in that swamp there in D.C., there's corruption like you wouldn't believe. Those crooked politicians keep cheating the people like you and me. They just lay there in that swamp the way they've done for years. Taking our money, our blood, sweat and tears. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain that swamp, drain the swamp. This job's gonna take more than a broom and a mop. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain that swamp, drain the swamp. Hey, Mr. Trump, I said, hey, President Trump, hey, Mr. Trump, drain the swamp. This is Cadillac Dan the Man Jones here on the scene, at the scene for PNN Fake News Network. Excuse me, sir, did anyone see what happened here? Yeah, I did. Those career politicians were laying there in that swamp like they've done for years. Lying and cheating and stealing from the American people. And the working man and woman said it was time for it to stop. So they went to the polls by the millions and elected Donald J. Trump as president and sent him here to drain this dang swamp. I tell you, it ain't pretty. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain that swamp. This job's gonna take more than a broom and a mop. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain that swamp. Hey, Mr. Trump, I said, hey, President Trump, hey, Mr. Trump, drain the swamp. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain that swamp. This job's gonna take more than a broom and a mop. Drain the swamp, drain the swamp, drain that swamp. Hey, Mr. Trump, I said, hey, President Trump, hey, Mr. Trump, drain that swamp. Hey, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent. All you Washington fat cats, I'm gonna enjoy seeing you slide down the drain. Hey, Mr. President, I got my hand in a 45 and I'm standing to my feet to salute that American flag. God bless the USA.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour for Sunday, September 9th, 2018. I am Michael, your host. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for giving us some time here on your Sunday. It's just around noon. Had released this morning some pre-recorded stuff late last night. All right, folks, had a couple episodes. Had Ben beaming in, and we just kept a connection. I think we pumped out 3 shows. By the third one, the map, I was exhausted. So heard some of the comments. You guys were mumbling, and I'm sure we were. All right, it was late, trying to get information out, and sometimes we need to know just when to stop, and that was probably about the limit. But just to retouch on last night, Again, if you're new to the channel, I like to take a minute here every episode just to say thank you to all the subscribers, all the Patriots, the originals, the ones that were here from the beginning all the way to today, the new ones just joining in for the very first time. We always keep you in mind. That's why a lot of times we will go over things again, just to remind everyone that's maybe heard it earlier on. People have come in at all different times. Your level of awakeness, awokenness is just, it's different for everybody, and we get it. So please bear with us. Those of you that have been here before, those of you that are new, we try to cover many of topic here. All right. QAnon is a phenomenon that started back in October of 17, and we cover that just because it's prevalent. It's information. You got to look at all information, just like in the intelligence communities. There's you can't just look at what you think is truth. You got to look at everything, unfortunately, and figure out what is truth. All right, so last ones here were 2119. All right, picture of a flag. Very nice photo of a flag with the sun behind it. 2118. We went over this one as well. All right. There was a time when our children stood at attention, put their hand on their heart, and in one united voice recited the Pledge of Allegiance. Great post here. Went over this one again in several videos ago, but these are the last Q drops, Q updates that we've received. Last night, went over the Looking Glass news.wordpress.com. QAnon, learn to read the map. All right, there is tons of information here for you guys to go over. All right, connecting the corruption networks. If you want to look at the cabal, conspiracy to rule the world, you can just click on that. It's going to take you right there. All right, picture graphs, cartographs, pictures with words. Easy to understand, easy to look at. A lot of this stuff comes from the books in the late 80s, early 90s with Fritz Springmeier. This is all still prevalent, folks. Nobody listened back then. Nothing has changed other than their order has become more and more open. I mean, they've gotten more to openness and doing it right in plain sight. Not that it hasn't always been in plain sight. We just didn't understand the language. It was almost like they had their own language. That's why if you look into even simple things like, Macaulay Culkin, he, grows up in the Hollywood industry. He ends up having a band called the Pizza Underground. People that know about it are laughing. He's laughing, helping. It's a great privilege. They love to mock. They love to smear people right in public eye. It's a form of punishment. It's a form of we own you. All right. Let me see here. The Bush family tree. You got George Bush and Laura, their kids, Barbara and Jenna, Herbert and Barbara up here, and then underneath you got all their kids, right? Where's Jeb? Right here, Jeb, his wife, their kids. Going ahead to them, split off. Samuel Prescott Bush. He was charged with war crime. See, I just thought Barbara Bush, she was the making of a Alex Crawley. There's something funny here. This is probably just like the legit paper trail they've left behind. The one that appears to be legit. Branch office of the president that ties that surprise. 7 cousins 4 times removed. 4th cousins 4 times removed. 11th cousins. 9th cousins. 8th cousins. 9th cousins once removed. 11th cousins twice removed to the Prince, Diana Prince of Wales. 12th cousins were once removed to John Kerry. Celine Dion, Madonna, Marilyn Monroe. The ties that surprise. All right, we had a Skull and Bones video last night. Secret Society at Yale. John Forbes Kerry of Massachusetts. George Bush. John Kerry faced off against George W. Bush. Presidential election, the first time 2 bonesmen had run against one another for that office. There you go. The Skull and Bones clock. Skull and Bones clock. The Trinity, the Father, the Mother, Sunday through Sun. My Bonnie lies over the ocean. My Bonnie lies over the sea. These are the waves. Final crowning feature. Father Time equals Cronus equals Sun Rock. Radius equals Raw equals Sun/Sun Moon Dial. Mother Moon. Twin pillars on sides of the clock equal twin towers. Cable pulleys, cable. Beveled glass, side glass, weights, key door. Pendulum lyre. Many founding fathers of USA were Freemasons. You got the base, including 33rd degree Freemason George Washington. July 4th equals flood of the Nile. This was their plan from the beginning. Clock symbolism relating to Big Ben in London. The Skull and Bones, grandfather clock, symbolizes the Trinity, the Father, the Mother, and the Son, and control, and the flood. All clocks set to 8 o'clock. There were 4 members of the Skull and Bones cult shown present at the signing of the USA National Security Act, which credited the CIA in turning the USA into a secret government. Harriman, Bundy, Lovett, and Stimson. Council on Foreign Relations. Skull and Bones Crossbones Secret Society. 322 Cube of Mecca. 322 Six-Pointed Star of Israel. And 322 Christian Cross. Islamic Cube. Christian Cross. Hebrew Six-Pointed Star. Children of Abraham. Symbols all derived from light beam and present in the cube. .322 Cube Calendar. Skull and Bone Secret Society worship of lunar flood year, conjuring up time and space, days, weeks, months, years. This is all very prevalent to them. The hexagon, the hex. The CIA Central Intelligence Agency flowchart. The CIA in Hollywood, Season 1 and 2. A list of these movies here will kind of give you a link chart. United Bases of America. All right, these are all the different bases at all the key points Some of this has to do with where even the flow of the magnetic field comes. Underground dumbs bases, deep underground dumbs. Phil Schneider came out on this in the early 90s. All right, here's a Russian dossier, the fusion GPS and the Clinton campaign kind of breakdown. It's been known for a long, long time. All right, so this has been updated with the, from when I last came, the IG wasn't out yet. So everything new is here as well, folks. Kind of keeps up with, like everything else. It's a work in progress. But it's a very, very good piece, website to visit. I got the link down below. 43 confirmed names connected to the Still dossier. I mean, number 1, Robbie Mook, Debbie Wasserman Schwartz, Donna Brazil, John Podesta, Joe Benson, Glenn Simpson. I mean, the list goes on and on. Of course, we know the Clinton aides, former CIA directors, John Brennan, people from Yahoo, the dossier sources, former director of the McCain Institutes, FBI lawyers, attorneys for so you'll get the visuals, you'll get names, visuals with names and pictures. In the center of it all, Christopher Steele, right? He was the one used the most. All right, got some Jeb Bush stuff here. I mean, it just goes on and on. We're going to break some of this stuff down. We could do some episodes over it. I just wanted to give you guys a broad overview. All right, we're reaching the 20-minute mark here, so we're going to shut it down. I just wanted to let you know, have a great Sunday. We got a couple of shows coming up here this evening I'm putting together. Again, thanks for joining us. I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. Again, if you're new, please subscribe, ring that bell, toggle the switch to work with you and your device in the best possible manner for you. Never take what we say here to be 100% truth, 100% fact, 100% word. Do your own research. We're here to point you in the right direction. We're here to bring you things that we believe to be truth. But again, never believe it until you can do your own research, connect your own dots, and have all the facts and come to your own conclusion. That's what we promote here. Thinking for yourself, doing for yourself, and just being alert, awake, and vigilant. All right? God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update video. Have a great morning into your afternoon.